Hi there, my name is Tina Spalding and I am a trance channel. It's June 28th, 2017, and I thought I would make a video for you all today. I am not sure what's happening in the world. I've been traveling and am away from most media, so I don't really know what's happening to you guys out there. Anyway, I thought I would do a channeling today, and we'll bring Ananda through and see what they have to say to us this lovely summer day. I'll see you at the end of the session. We're with you again, dear ones. We always have a beautiful message of inspiration for you, and that is really how we want you to view your moment by moment experience. You are the creators of your own experience, and all of the information that you get from outside of you, including us, should be taken with a grain of salt, we would say. We want you to begin to trust your inner world as the guide to whether or not you are on track or not. We can bring you these messages from outside of you, seemingly outside of you, but really our messages are directing you always to that internal journey that you are having with your own consciousness. We ask you to feel your way through any decision you have to make. We ask you to understand that if you are in fear, that is not a good frequency with which to make a decision. Fear is a very, very intense emotion. It causes a disruption of your body-mind complex, and it is a sincere and honest response from your guidance system saying you're off track. The way you're looking at the situation is off track, and that you should not really make any big decisions based on your current interpretation of what you are observing. Now, this is a very, very interesting thing for most humans because many of you make important decisions when you are in a state of fear. You might get feedback from your bank, for example, that you are overdrawn, and you may go into financial fear and make all kinds of quick phone calls and rapid decisions. You may even phone a relative to ask for money, and you will find that 24 or 36 or 72 hours later, everything has resolved itself, and you are not on the verge of being homeless as your fears told you you were. Now, the damage that can be done in that 72 hours is tremendous, and that is really something that we would like you all to look at. If you have a strong negative reaction to anything, understand that that wound is in yourself. Understand that that strong negative reaction is not coming from the present moment, but your interpretation of the present moment through the lenses that you have developed given your past experiences and beliefs. Now, in many of the teachings that we bring forth, we are talking about clarification of the mind, clarification of the filters through which you view the world. And strong negative emotion is a sure sign that you have a very, very active filter through which you are looking at this particular experience. So, for example, somebody may say something that hurts your feelings. That is the normal interpretation of an experience. But nobody can hurt your feelings unless you already have a tender spot there. So let us say somebody tells you you are stupid. If you know you're not stupid and you have no tender spots around that particular way of looking at yourself, you will not react. You will simply say, that's not so. But if you have a tender spot and you believe that you are less than intelligent, when somebody calls you that, you will have a strong negative reaction. And that is your red flag, your clue that this strong negative reaction is based on a past interpretation of yourself that you are still carrying around. And this can be considered what you call karma, because you are bringing baggage with you into the present moment that is causing you to react in a negative way to something that is not such a big deal. Now, this is where a lot of you are slipping up in your spiritual practice, where the strong negative emotion comes up and you think it is to do with the present moment because that is where the trigger was initiated. But we will say to you, if you are clear, if you are present, if you are not contaminated by these lenses of perception, these negative lenses of perception, you will not react negatively to your current circumstances. Most of you have peaceful days, decent lives, and relatively okay health, we will say. Obviously, there are some of you that are struggling with all of these things, but we are generalizing here. But many of you are acting as if you are in a war zone all the time. You are acting as if you are being attacked all the time, defensive, ready to fight at any moment, and that volatile reaction is your clue that that is what is going on. So when we ask you to cultivate peace, one of the counteractions to that peace are these volatile reactions. And that is why peace is such a wonderful gift. Because as you cultivate more and more peace, as you get used to feeling good and being present in your world, when you get one of these strong negative reactions, you then know, there is a lens of perception through which I am looking that is causing me this suffering. This other blessed being, this other person who has triggered me is giving me a gift. They are showing me something that I'm hiding from myself. So what we want you to know is, of course, that these negative beliefs, these low frequency ideas that seem to be hidden beneath the surface, but are very, very quick to arise if you get triggered, are always creating. Those beliefs are going to be generating experiences, people, places, and things that are going to constantly bring that frequency to your attention, and it will not always be in direct correspondence to the belief. So you may have a very negative belief, for example, about your body, and that frequency will attract many negative things to you. It may be a twisted ankle. It may be a dent in the body of your car. These kinds of things can reflect some of your negative beliefs about your body. They are multitudinous and they are infinitely varied. We cannot give you a specific list of the symptoms of low frequency ideas, but many of the seemingly random negative events that happen to you in the day, stubbing your toe, denting your car, burning your dinner, these kinds of things can be attributed to negative beliefs and ideas in the mind. But they are always being drawn to your attention by these outrageously overly dramatic emotional reactions. And we will say reaction rather than response. Response is a slower thing. Response is when you have an interaction with the world and you decide how you're going to respond. A reaction is something that's very fast and often very volatile. So pay attention to where you are reacting in a volatile way. Go beneath the surface of that and ask yourself, what tender spot did this person, place, or thing touch in me? And what frequency is it? Is it a frequency of self-loathing or insecurity or financial fear? Ask yourself these questions the next time you have a strong negative emotional reaction. We are Ananda. We are your guides and teachers. We love you all very much, and we are very, very happy to be working with you on the expansion of your consciousness as a collective and as an individual. We will speak to you again soon. Okay, that's a good one. I've been having some strong emotional reactions in the last few days. I think that's why they have brought that subject forward, because it's very front and center in my experience right now. Even though I've been doing the course and practicing forgiveness for a long, long time, I get very, very clear reactions to certain things. And it's challenging to go in and ask yourself what exactly you're afraid of or what you are attacking back. But it can be resolved quite quickly if you catch on to this idea that you're looking at something incorrectly with an old, distorting lens of fear over your own clear vision. I just want to remind you that at our website, channelingjesus.com, there are opportunities for purchasing retreat videos in our web shop. And I also do one-on-one sessions via Skype, and there's a booking page there if you'd like to have a one-on-one session with me and Ananda. I'm taking bookings now into mid-July, so it'd be great to have a conversation with you, and we deal with any subject that you would like to deal with. I do not channel dead relatives, however, so that's kind of, I leave that up to other psychics. But Ananda and I work with you for an hour and a half, discussing the challenges and issues of your current experience to try and bring more clarity and more effective way of living, a more effective way of living to you. So please check that out. The price for an hour and a half with me and Ananda is $250 US, and you can record the session for your own personal use. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.